y'all, it's your favorite Armadillo Lord here, and we're back with a new adventure. This round, we're back in the Hoenn region playing Emerald Seaglass ROM hack. With new visuals and features to this game, we'll see how this affects our journey through the Hoenn region when compared to the old Gen 3 games. This is how my first playthrough went. The first difference we have is that Professor O greets us rather than Professor Birch, who must be busy with some research. Character selection is the same as we get the two options of either male or female. Naturally, I'll go with the male character. Once we got everything settled, we made it to our new hometown of Littleroot with our family. I then decided to be a good neighbor by barging into my neighbor's house to greet them, and they surprisingly took it well. I then met May, the friendly daughter of the professor, who is eager to be our friend, and if she's similar to her manga counterpart, develops further than friendship. When I finally tracked down the professor to greet him, he seems to be having a bit of an issue with a wild Pokemon, so I gotta help him out before I can properly greet him. I then selected and sent out Mudkip to chase off this wild Pokemon to save Bert. Once the professor is safe, we get to know each other and he gives me the Mudkip that I used to save him. He then asked me to go meet up with May to see how she's doing. While hitting the road, I made sure Mudkip hits up that EXP so they'll be well prepared when meeting May again. We then passed through Oakdale Town to rest up Mudkip before hitting up the next route to find May. Once we do find her, we have a small conversation before we engage in a Pokemon battle. After a while, it came out on top of our first battle, and then we head back to our hometown. Once we get back, her dad gives me the necessary items to be a proper trainer. Before I leave Littleroot for a second time, my mom gives me a Dexnap. On the road, I catch some Pokemon to form a temporary team until I find ones that I want to keep permanently. While looking at my PC, I accidentally discovered the shiny charm in my item box and add it to my inventory. Once I get back onto the routes, I find a Pokemon I'd generally like to add to my team, Ralts. Thankfully, he didn't give me any teleportation trouble and I was able to catch him. Once the catching and training were done for now, I made it to Petalburg City. I then found Dad working hard at his job and made sure to disturb him as much as I could. To add to my father's annoyance, Wally shows up needing help to get a Pokemon, so to deal with two birds with one stone, he sends me to help him get a Pokemon, which I eventually do. When that was finished, I went back to pester my father, but he told me that rather than pestering him, I should challenge other gym leaders, so I decided to go collect the 8 badges of this region. Before leaving the city, I met Scott, and he gave me the modern EXP share to help my team grow faster. After a short trek on Route 104, I make it into Petalburg Woods to see what it has to offer me, which hands me some Aqua Grunt trouble as I have to protect this Devon employee from them. I quickly defeated the Grunt, and the Devon employee was so grateful that he rewarded me a Great Ball. I'm then out of the woods and back onto Route 104. After dealing with the trainers on this route, I've reached Rustbow City to get my first gym bed. But first I get HM Cut to help me progress in my journey, as I will be encountering some trees that will be blocking my path. Then I go train on routes 116 and Rust Turf Tunnel before I go face the gym, during which I found a Snubbull and caught it to add it to my team. With that all taken care of, I challenged the Rustbow City gym. Making quick work of the trainers, all that's left is the gym leader Roxy. The battle starts with Roxy potion stalling, but Mudkip is able to take down Anorith. I switch up Mudkip to save it from Lilep's potential grass attacks and send in Nidoran to take it out. It was a close match, but Nidoran was able to pull it off and took down Lilep. With her being too injured, I sacrificed Nidoran so that I could switch into Mudkip without him getting hit. However, Mudkip was still badly injured by Nosepass, and not wanting to lose my key water-type Pokemon, I switched into Lotad, only for it to be a sacrificial lamb to heal Mudkip. So once he's down for the count, Mudkip returns once again. It came down to a hair, but in the end, Mudkip hangs on and is able to defeat Nosepass, taking down Roxy and awarding me my first gym badge. To add icing to my victory cake, Mudkip evolved into Marshtomp. An added cherry on the top is that my Lotad evolved into Lombre. After exiting the gym, I witnessed the Aqua Grunt making off with the goods from the Devon employee, so I gotta go help him again. I challenged the corner of the Grunt in Rust Turf Tunnel and challenged him to get the goods and Pico back from him. It doesn't take too much effort to defeat him, and I get back both the kidnapped Pokemon and the Devon goods. Seeing how the employee had trouble with the Grunt, he had me to talk to the president so I could deliver the goods myself and a letter to the president's son. In return, I was gifted the Pokénav. Before I leave Rushbro, I bump into May, and after some small talk, we have our second battle. We make quick work as Ralts has little trouble taking down Wingull. I attempted to switch into my Wingull, but this switch failed as May took down my Wingull in return, so I sent in Snubbull to avenge her. My fairy Pokemon is able to bite Gecko into submission, defeating May for the second time and going back to my delivery route. I reach my next checkpoint as I make it to Mr. Briney's house to cash in the favor for saving his Pico by asking him to sail me to Dewford Town. While in Dewford, I see some deep sand and I walk through it to see what wild Pokemon these tiles have to offer me. A notable find and capture would be Vulpix, as getting an early fire type that isn't a starter Pokemon is something nice to have. Once the searching and training were done, I head to the second gym. With the trainers not putting up too much of a challenge, I make it a Brawly and see how tough he is. He's showing to be a greater challenge as his bulked up Makuhita takes down my Lombre, so I send in Ralts to finish him off. Being able to outspeed Makuhita, he's able to take him down without taking any damage, only for Ralts to get knocked out instantly by Heracross, so I send in Wingull to take advantage of the 4 times weakness that she has over him. I don't know what Brawly has given to his Heracross, but a mixture of bulk up and whatever concoction Brawly injected into Heracross to allow him to take a wing attack. despite the 4x weakness. Heracross proves too much of a hurdle to overcome for now, so I decided to try out my team some more. During this session, I found Trapinch and I had to catch it and add it to my team, as Flygon is one of my favorite dragon Pokemon from the Hoenn region. Once I was ready for my second attempt, I sent out Wingull first so I can instantly go on the offense against Heracross before he can bulk up. And Brawly's Concoction is still too much, as Heracross still takes the wing attack despite not doing bulk up yet. The Concoction even covers his special defense, as Waltz is unable to do much against Heracross. For my third attempt, I gave out berries to my team to hopefully give them a little bit of a second wind if their health gets that low. This time I try using an X attack to help Wingull gain an edge over Heracross when they face each other. It's close, but Heracross barely survives, heals from his citrus berry, and is able to take down my weakened Wingull. So now it's back to the drawing board. After giving it some thought, I wanted to see what happens if I didn't give Wingull an item to hold, and see what Brawly does. And he shows himself to be a bit of a cheater, as instead of doing a convenient knockoff like last time, he does bulk up while I also boost up Wingull's attack with X attack, which gives her enough power to defeat Makuhita without taking any damage. Without any damage from Makuhita, Wingull's able to survive Heracross's attack and finally take out that annoying bug Pokemon. The last Pokemon is Meditite, and it doesn't matter much as my spiked up Wingull one-shots it, finally defeating Brawly and awarding me my second gym badge. And that's how my first stream of Emerald Seaglass went, as I look forward to seeing what more this ROM hack has to offer, and pray that there's not another annoying hurdle like Brawly's Heracross during the rest of this journey. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed my suffering, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.